Conditions play the role of smart editors, which are built on the principle if, then, else, and help to customize the data for the report more flexibly. They do not skip the records which do not match the requirement, but help to display their data in a relevant way. Dynamic text and date elements can be assigned with conditions. This opportunity becomes available once the field is mapped. After clicking on the Add Condition button, the conditional values pop-up becomes available. The selected field is substituted as if and cannot be changed. The following field is a condition for processing: equals, is not equal, contains, etc., depending on the field type. The next field is for the value that is used to make the condition work. It should be added manually depending on the necessity. The next field is then, which can remain empty or take on any value entered manually. This value will replace the value from the database in case the condition works. Else means what should be displayed if the condition doesn't work. By default, it's set as a database value. However, it also can be replaced with a custom value. The text type field's conditions work as following. Equals condition, once applied, will process only those records that have the exact match with the entered value in the condition field. For example, if an equals parameter Dallas is set to the city field, even if the records with other cities will be selected for the report, only records with the city Dallas will be displayed with the set value. The parameter is case sensitive, so the value should be entered with the same case as saved in the database. Otherwise, the condition will not work. Is not equal condition, once applied, will process only those records that do not have the exact match with the entered value in the condition field. For example, if an is not equal parameter Dallas set to the city field, even if the records with Dallas will be selected for the report, only records without city Dallas will be displayed with set value. The full match is a must, otherwise the condition will not work. The parameter is case sensitive too. Contains condition, once applied, will process the records that contain the entered value in the condition field. The exact match isn't required. For example, if a contains parameter Dallas is set to the city field, the records with Dallas City or Dallas area will be displayed with the replaced value too. Other identified cities will be ignored and displayed as is. The parameter is not case sensitive. Doesn't contain condition, once applied, will process the records that do not contain the entered value in the condition field. The exact match is not required. For example, if it doesn't contain parameter Dallas is set to the city field, the fields where Dallas City or Dallas area are identified will be displayed as is too. Other identified cities will be modified based on the set requirements. The parameter is not case sensitive. Is blank parameter processes the records whose conditioned field is empty. For example, if an isBlank parameter is set for a city field, the records where city field is empty will be displayed with the replaced value in the report. Is not blank parameter processes the records whose condition field contains any data. For example, if an is not blank parameter is set for a city field, the records where city field is not empty will have different display in the report, but records where this field is empty will be displayed with the replaced value in the report. The number time fields conditions work as following. Equals and is not equal work the same as for text field. More processes the values which are more but not equal the entered number. Less processes the values which are less but not equal the entered number. More than or equal to processes the values which are more than the entered number and included this number. Less than or equal to processes the values which are less than the entered number and includes this number. Is blank and is not blank work the same as for text field. The date type field's conditions work as following. Today takes the date when the condition is set. This week processes the records whose conditional field matches the date from the current week. This month processes the records whose conditional field matches the date from the current month. Last week processes the records whose conditional field matches the date from the previous week compared to the week when the report is generated. The current week is not included. Last month processes the records whose conditional field matches the date from the previous month, compared to the month when the report is generated. The current month is not included. Before processes the records whose conditional field matches the date which was before the entered date. After processes the records whose conditional field matches the date which was after the entered date.